Hello, ladies. So, this is part two of the corner to corner. This is starting the decrease. So what I've done here is I worked, up into my last, I guess, cluster stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to my last one, just like I normally do. I'm going to go ahead and work my last cluster here. And a cluster is the chain 3 and the 3 doubles, right? So you'll see here that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm ready to do my decrease. So what I'm going to explain these as is, imagine these like little steps, like little stairs, okay? And so you see where my chain 3 spaces are here, right? So normally we would chain 6 and then start a new row. But we're not going to do that. What we're going to do right here is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we are at the top of the stairs, right? So I'm going to go ahead and turn my work. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go into this chain 3 space that I just made from the previous row, and I'm going to slip stitch into that chain 3 space. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my work again, so I'm going to be going back up the stairs, okay? So from right here, I'm going to go ahead and start my normal cluster, which is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do 3 doubles. So 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to go ahead and work my row like I normally would. Slip stitch into the chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3. 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. This is a repeat again. Once you kind of get this down, it's very easy to pick up, just like the increase. The decrease will be just the same thing, over and over. Like I've said before, you can make your corner to corner as big or, any size that you'd like. Okay, so here we are. So we are in our last, we'll say, cluster space right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my last cluster right here. So 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch, right, to this last one. But that's where we're going to stop. Okay, so we are at the top of the stairs right here, and you can see where we decreased. It didn't add another row. Instead, it kind of started to go up this way, right? And now we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we haven't added the 5th one right here. So from right here, it looks kind of weird because, it's not finished. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to turn your work, and you're going to go into this chain 3 space that we just made from the previous row, right? Again, you're going to slip stitch into it, and then we're going to turn, so we're going to go back up the stairs, right? So once we're right here, we're going to work a normal cluster. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 doubles, right? 1, 2, 3, and then you'll go ahead and work your row. So 1, 2, 3, 3 doubles. You'll just continue to do that, and you'll see that your rows will decrease. Each row that you decrease, you will have one less cluster. And I'll show you again here in a minute. So let's see. Okay, so here we are again. We're at, I guess, like my last cluster space, right? And we know that because now we will have 3. 1, 2, 3. We did the 5 and then we did the 4, so now we're here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that chain 3 space, right? And so we're at the top of the stairs again, but this time we only have 3. So we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So remember that every time you get to the top of the stairs, you're going to chain 3 and then you're going to turn your work, and we're going to slip stitch right into this chain 3 space that we had just made. So now I'm going to turn my work again. So I'm going to be going back up the stairs, right? So we'll work our normal cluster. 1, 2, 3, and then your 3 doubles. If you guys can hear that in the background, Russell is like right underneath me and he is snoring. So that's what that little monster sound is. It's not a monster, I swear, it's just Russell. Okay, so here we are. We're at our last cluster space, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and what? Slip stitch to that chain 3 space from the previous row. And you'll see now I only have 2 stairs but 1 cluster space, and this is where I'm going to finish. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to turn my work, right? I'm going to slip stitch into this chain 3 space, and then I'm going to rotate my work so that way I'm going back up the stairs. So in this space, you will just do your last cluster. So chain 3, and then your 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. So you'll see now I only have just this last space to slip stitch into. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So right now you should be, excuse me, you should be right here, just in the middle of these 2, which looks kind of weird, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and chain 3, rotate, and then you're going to slip stitch into this very last corner here. And so what that does is brings you, to your corner, and then you're done. So at this point, you're just going to take your hook. If you don't have, a piece that's cut, go ahead and do that. So I'll go ahead and cut my yarn. And then I'm going to take my hook and I'm just going to pull it until my yarn comes through. And what that does is it finishes it off. Okay. And so here's the corner that I had started on originally. And then I increased, and I increased only to 5 rows just to show you girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We chained 3 and turned, worked a cluster and went back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 3, slip stitched and worked our cluster. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, turn, 1, 2, and then we worked the last one. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and weave in my end. So I'm just going to use the yarn needle here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to turn my work and work this other way. So all that I'm going to do is just kind of weave in my end. And all that means is you're going to kind of hide your tail. And so there's really no, right or wrong way to do this, just as long as, you kind of hide your tail in your work. So I kind of just, go back and forth, Oof, maybe. And just kind of, hide that tail. And so when you're kind of, comfortable that your tail is hidden, then all you have to do at that point is cut your piece and you're done. So go give it a good tug because it's not going to come undone. It might look a little wonky at first, but it'll square out. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll go in and weave this in as well. So that is how you do the decrease, and you'll see that it, looks pretty much the same all the way around. And that, ladies, is how you do the corner to corner decrease.